You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Real Housewives news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Hey, everybody.
Yes, applause.
Hey, everybody. I'm Stephanie with the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show, and I am joined with my beautiful panel. We have
Cameron Marston.
Oh, she was going to intro you, and you.
It's okay.
He's like, no, I introduced myself.
That was her low baritone.
And then we have Mykee. Hey,
Hello,
Mykee.
hello. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I missed last week, but I watched and I loved it. And last, we have Jesse.
Yo.
And we also have a fan. Woo!
We have a studio audience.
We have an in-house fan. We have Alina. Hey, Alina. And she's a huge fan of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I'm really glad you're here because I heard you say this was your favorite episode?
So far this season.
Yeah, my favorite episode so far.
Mine
easily.
too.
Yours too?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before we get into anything else, let's pick sides. Talls versus Smalls. Whose team are you on? We got to get this out in the open.
Smalls.
Smalls?
Smalls.
Small.
Underdogs, always.
I knew this was going to happen, and so I'm going to be on Tall's team. Well,
No.
She's playing.
Speak
wow,
your mind.
this is nobody Cameron
I'm
who plays
playing
devil's
devil's
advocate.
advocate.
Hold on, I can take notes.
Alina,
Okay.
Cameron's always devil's advocate, so
You can be Angel's advocate.
I'm Angel's advocate. The only thing is we all, of course, the right thing to do is to be on the Smalls team, but I kind of want to be on the Talls team, so I'm going to do it. All right.
I like that.
I kind of understand it,
You
though.
see, right?
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
as human beings, like compassionate human beings, we're supposed to be on the Smalls team.
Yeah.
But I can't help it. I want to be on Talls. But 72% of the audience that I saw poll is on Smalls team, so you guys are in good company. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about Kim. We're just going to bring her up first because, of course, as usual, nothing really happened with her this week.
Her father was the star of the episode tonight.
His
Such
pleated jeans.
His highlighted hair. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
The camera angle only would catch it sometimes when the light was glimmering on it, but he has the highlights are
His
like
plugs
it's
are
streaked.
highlighted.
Oh, poor Kim's dad. He's becoming like a new star.
Or
No, he's
nothing.
not. No,
He
he's
is dying for screen time. He loves it.
That same gold chain that he always wears every episode.
With pleated jeans.
I love the face that Kim made at the end when she was making fun of him because she looked exactly like him.
But you know what, though? I will give him this. His little monologue that he gave. It was
fitting.
It made Kim happy. I think that she needed to hear something like that after she's been through so many bad relationships. You know, to hear your father say that and for him to have gone to Kroy, who knows if that really did happen or not. There are some things Kroy doesn't tell you. I don't believe that, actually. I think Kroy probably tells her everything.
Yeah.
Well,
Especially when it comes to the father.
Well, because he's not from the South. Where is he from? Kroy?
Montana.
Countrymen generally do keep things from their wives. They take care of business, and not everything is always shared. The truth sometimes is not that he's hiding things. It's just some things don't need to be
question:
shared.
do you think that the father said the speech almost to set it up, like maybe Kroy and the father have spoken about marriage?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He maybe shouldn't have even said anything because it might have been like a
Well, the
surprise.
daughter
The
screwed
daughter,
that
yeah,
away.
the daughter. Do you believe that he really talked to the daughter about it? Because I don't really believe it. I think she just wanted to get involved in the
I do.
conversation.
No, I think that I think that both the daughters are nosy little girls, and they're like, "Kroy, when are you gonna marry my mom?" And
Kroy, talk to me.
do my breasts look good?
Well, Kroy, when you talk to me, face the other way, please.
I love how she just mentioned just a little bit that Brielle was at her boyfriend's house.
I didn't
She has
hear
a
that.
boyfriend.
Why?
She said right when her dad got there, she said something about the dad said Brielle's gonna miss this great feast, and she said, yeah, Brielle's spending the dinner with her boyfriend's family.
Interesting. She doesn't visit her boyfriend until Kroy leaves.
I Selena. They all have this
What are
conspiracy
you guys
theory.
suggesting?
They're
I'm getting scared.
No, I don't think that.
It's a little Family Guy.
Jesse, tell her what you
It's a
think.
little scary.
Okay, like at the beginning of the season, we were just kind of
I'm mortified.
noticing things that Brielle was doing, and Sweetie, we've all commented on Sweetie. We just think all the girls in the house like want Kroy.
They lust after Kroy.
A little bit too
my
much. Come on,
God.
but come
You didn't
on.
see it at all? You don't see it at all?
They might have a crush on him, an innocent crush. I don't know about lust.
Brittany, eh?
But I
Not
wasn't
that
comfortable
innocent.
when Brielle was wearing that bikini last.
Yeah.
Staring in the
Did
window.
you notice how she was looking
Isn't
at
she a
herself?
little young to be like posing in a bikini? And
Have you seen MySpace and Facebook?
I know.
This is true.
You're
Is she
right.
still on MySpace?
Oh, I don't know that.
What
but
is
I'm just
that?
saying. Right, look at this dinosaur over here. But I mean, girls her age now are taking pictures like that, but she's on national
She
television.
does have a
so
rack
she was
though,
like-
I'm saying.
She probably did that rap. She probably
my
did that
God,
rap
you
that her
are
mother
going to
did
hell for
last
that.
week.
I like men, so it doesn't count.
Do you like Kroy?
The backside.
Well,
It's beautiful.
when you have a mom like Kim, her daughter's probably going to be a little older than she is.
Look at the
can't wait
younger
to-
daughter.
Can we just start wearing wigs too?
Oh God.
The only
Extensions first. Extensions first.
Can I
Baby
just say
steps.
that? Can I just say the star of Kim's house is that little cute dog? What's his name?
Chanel.
He is so gorgeous.
Chanel.
Shano.
And the other star of the house is Sweetie, and I really like this episode because we can see the beginning of the end of Sweetie, and now it's all starting to make sense because we know that Sweetie doesn't work for Kim anymore, and we just assumed,
Revelation.
yeah,
They fell out.
we just assumed that she didn't even move into the new house with them. But now this episode answered so many questions for us. She did move in the new house, but we can see that Kim's starting to get annoyed that she's not doing
That is your pocket. You throw out words like that every so often. I love it.
what.
Revelation.
Oh,
That's an exclusive you guys just gave me.
well, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes, she hasn't worked there for a while. 'Cause,
No,
I mean,
she's like
She
roaming
hasn't been
Target.
working.
She's roaming Target in Ventura.
let's just say, Jesse, next time you see her in Target, don't let her feed you this line like, oh, it's not me, it's
Yeah,
not
right.
me. We know it's you. Tell us what happened. Jesse thinks he saw her in Target.
I walked up to a random stranger and thought it was Sweetie, but beyond that,
I admire your gumption.
I wanted
never
a
heard this story.
exclusive.
You did?
Oh yes.
Wow.
And embarrassed myself to some random.
She's
girl.
like, no.
no.
She probably thought you were a racist. She's like,
No,
you
she
think every
probably-
black girl looks alike?
I thought I was a creeper. Like
This
hey,
panel.
Sweetie. But as far as Sweetie, I'm not gonna lie, because I've always like liked Sweetie and Kim's back and
Relationship,
forth in this. But today, when I saw Kim, first of all, what pissed me off the most, we commented on Kroy having the baby in like a
WR.
straddle.
Yeah.
Rather than holding your baby, you have this baby in this.
The electric.
And the electric, like,
Oh, yeah.
I remember my grandmother used to sit there and my arm would be tired, like, oh, can I
You could be a
who wants to do
lazy
this
parent
next?
nowadays.
Yes. And then Sweetie's like, oh, I gotta go eat my dinner while Kim's sitting there bottle feeding her child.
Wait a second. I love how normally when you see a nanny doing all the work, you get mad at the mom. I love how the mom's sitting on the couch actually nursing her own baby and you're mad at the nanny.
I'm not.
I'm not. I think Kim needs to be doing that. That's the
Like,
first.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I
I
think.
do agree, but we already know that Kim has been doing that and
Right.
Kroy's been doing that. And the reason Sweetie's here is to help with those things. And if Kim's parents haven't been around that much and now they're coming around, this is time for Kim to be able to walk away.
Don't
Kim
you think
was holding
Sweetie
the baby
should
the
be
whole
like
time.
cleaning and cooking?
Yeah.
So the dad shouldn't be coming over to do that. She should have been.
Well, I want to know. Okay,
First,
what
to
does
help
what
out.
is lit? Okay, what is her job description really?
We'll
And
never
what is she
know
getting
now.
paid? Because nannies.
Yeah, that's a good question. Because I thought she's the assistant.
Right.
Assistant doesn't
Yeah,
cook,
no,
clean, and
I'm not an assistant. I
babysit.
need that's a 20,000
Yeah, that's
bump
true.
right there.
Do you guys remember the last meal Sweetie cooked for Kim in bed? I don't think Sweetie needs to be in the kitchen.
I mean, the girl can't even do her own makeup.
She did a
correctly,
frozen
so-
eggplant parmesan. Like,
Like Kim, I'm here to do paperwork, and obviously you're not working. So
I got your mail.
just fire me and collect unemployment.
Yeah, we kind of said that Sweetie's just a glorified best friend that she pays to follow her around, so I'm not surprised
And deal
she's
with that.
gone.
Don't like, just constantly hollering, sweetie.
That was edited in, though. Did you guys notice
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Totally edited
We're
in.
giving Sweetie more work on this conversation than she's getting in the house.
The last thing I have to say about Kim is that she's added Kroy's last name to her name now. So now she is
Ooh.
Kim Zol.
She's
Zolciak?
in this episode, or you're saying just?
Now.
Oh, okay.
She was on the after show, Watch What Happens Live, and she's added on the new name. So
She's what's Kroy's last name? Kim
Br-
Zolciak
Bierman.
Bierman.
Yeah, so that's what she goes by now.
Very
Honestly,
Fun fact.
I think that this relationship's really gonna last.
Yeah, I do
really
too.
do. Even after just as crazy as the father is, looking like Safari Joe, I really think.
I believe it.
I do.
The psychic said it too.
Oh
I
yeah.
believe it.
And whatever the psychic says is true.
It's true.
But we're bored with Kim already, so on to the girls' Africa trip. Right? Are you guys bored with her? I mean,
yeah.
time to...
It could have been interesting, but the Africa trip just blew us away.
Yeah, and they never even went back to Kim once, so whatever. So first of all, we see the girls on the plane, and Cynthia's got her braids. Very...
Have we ever seen that real camera on a Housewives before? I like that a lot.
Me too.
Yeah,
See,
we've
I
seen it
don't-
on
Not so close.
We've seen it on Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills, they did it on the plane, which is the exact same thing, which I guess
yes,
must
yes,
mean
yes.
they can't have
Actual
thing-
cameras
which you might be able to answer this.
You can't take footage of. I'm missing. You can't take footage of an actual aircraft. Inside you can. You just can't from the outside. You can't, or the grounds, or the secured area. And
Because
So they could have had Bravo's cameras on the plane.
yeah,
because in Orange County they have,
but
and in the Beverly
you think
Hills
about
they
it. People pay thousands of dollars for first class. Like I don't care who you are. Get in the back or get out of my personal space. So
So I think Cynthia's little flip cam was for the show and for her own whatever, but it kind of annoyed me. I thought she's like,
and I'm
"You
just
sure wanna-"
speculating. I don't really know personally.
You don't work at the airport.
No, I don't.
I mean, they annoyed me. Cynthia annoyed me on that, but I liked I like that Bravo added that. It just makes it realer.
Yeah, Phaedra
it
sleeping
gives it
in
a
the
different
corner.
different depth. I think.
Yeah.
For me.
A different view and a different angle, bird's eye view, sort of. So I'm being too harsh. I liked it, I guess, because it said 13 hours into the trip. That's a really long trip, and you wonder what these glamorous housewives are doing the whole time. And we can see NeNe's
has
taking off her
one
makeup,
eyebrow.
one eyebrow, Phaedra's sleeping in the corner. So it was a nice little insight.
Cynthia needed some oil pads.
Some oil
Sorry.
pads.
Yeah.
Why?
For her face?
Oh yes,
are
girl.
doing
She was
the
just
most right
listening like a Christmas tree.
It was very random comments. She likes to throw.
He's rude.
High five.
Wicked. Thank you, Ken.
All right, boys. So they stay in Cape Town first, and as Phaedra put it, it was to give the less cosmopolitan of the group, NeNe, a chance to acclimate before heading into the bush. So she's saying they did it for NeNe, like a nice sort of intermediate.
Break in. I'm
Yeah.
gonna break you in.
And on the bus ride there, Marlo immediately starts giving etiquette tips.
Wait a minute. What about the airport with the luggage?
The
Oh, the
luggage.
luggage.
At first, I was giving them a hard time because I really thought they had a lot of Louis Vuitton luggage and whatever, but they're there for 10 days.
No, yeah. But I love that Phaedra went up the escalator with it, and then Marlo really trying to get inside the elevator.
Oh, just all of them trying to fit in the one elevator.
Candy's like, it'll come back down and go back down.
I promise you.
And the elevator's freaking beeping. Well, excuse me. All right, what were you saying about the bus ride?
Well, this is when we start hearing Marlo's etiquette tips. And I mean, she probably has read every book, so
Is she trying to write a book with him?
Props to Shereé. I'm sorry. This episode, she had some good ones. Sorry.
she did.
I'll jump in.
What, oh, yeah, I have Shereé's line written down. Do you have it too?
Sorry, part of it. Go ahead.
I doubt very seriously that Emily Post has a chapter in her book on aggravated assault.
Oh.
Shereé was on top of the one-liners.
She was giving us Kim this season.
She would,
with
yeah.
this episode.
I mean, when she starts off with the etiquette tips, she's basically asking for them to call her out on her criminal past. I was just like, she's just asking for it. And
It's
she's
like King of the Mountain.
putting the
You're
line.
the first to come down now.
I was just surprised none of them really jumped on her saying,
Well,
But the
they're
things she
scared
was
of her.
saying, like about ripping off a piece of bread and buttering the piece, like, I'm sorry, who's really doing that?
So if you pass the salt, do you pass the pepper with it? It's like,
she's like the Countess.
No, and that's putting.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's putting Phaedra, because I'm considering Phaedra as the host of this entire thing, right? And she put her on blast, like, girl. I don't know. So that was a lack of etiquette.
Phaedra was the one giving these etiquette tips, it'd be funny. And it would be like.
Exactly.
But it's also
that-
part of her character that we already know.
Yes.
We're used to.
Because she's been with the kings and the
not just
Your
one.
Highness.
But a few.
So you can tell it's starting to annoy the girls on the bus, and it's just the beginning of the etiquette tips. But then they arrive at the hotel, and Shereé makes the comment, there's 6 girls, and they have to divide up the rooms, and Shereé makes the funny comment, and it caught me off guard, too. Yeah, it was the icebreaker that saying her, NeNe, and Phaedra could stay in one room, and I believed
then
it, and they all
silent.
believed it for a second. They were all like, what?
oh, NeNe's face was in shock. She was like,
She was in shock, and then she genuinely laughed about it, and that was like nice.
This episode really kind of made me warm back up to NeNe.
Just a little bit.
A little
Just
bit. Well,
a
I mean,
little
like
bit.
I'm not.
No, me too. But I think she realized, okay, this is her moneymaker, this show. And you could lose a lot of fans on the Marlo team.
That's yes.
Speaking of Marlo, what do you guys think about the way she treated the woman that was helping them with their room? But letting, showing. I mean, to me.
That's what I thought.
That was a
That is such a lack of etiquette.
Excuse me, that was me.
Marlo would be very upset with you.
Fair enough.
All right, Kim, what'd you think about it?
You saw that clip earlier.
Yeah, I had sent it through the email. It bothered. It.
Just admitted bugs.
But,
Oh no, totally. I was pissed. I was like, bitch.
And even beyond that,
That's
you're
just
the guest on the
disrespectful.
trip. And you're saying, I need my own bedroom. I need my own bathroom.
My own bathroom.
And then you were going to take the biggest room
But you
of
weren't
all of them.
invited.
Cynthia's like, that's the biggest room. We're not talking about that room. The issue is clearly about the smallest room.
She was like, oh, don't worry. I'll just take that first room.
Yeah.
I bet you will.
I love how
bet.
Cynthia called
But
her out.
actually,
Yeah.
at that point, you actually see Cynthia starting to get annoyed at Marlo.
Yes, that's the first glimpse that we can see because, she's getting jealous of Marlo and
Yeah.
NeNe's friendship. So that's the first time.
I'm just surprised when one of the Smalls didn't stick up for the concierge lady. It's
I'm
not that
surprised-
it was a direct
yeah.
attack to her, but have some manners.
Well, I guess we never really know because of editing. Someone could have said
Right,
something
right,
and they were
right.
trying to go for the dramatic effect of Marlo harping on this poor girl.
And also to be commenting on all this luxurious stuff. And we were kind of wondering, remember when NeNe went last week and wanted to buy that necklace and it was however much?
10,000.
We found out NeNe actually has more money than Marlo. Because Marlo's worth how much?
60.
60. So actually her and Shereé are kind of neck and neck.
Wait.
Marlo's worth
60
$60 million.
No, 1,000. And okay, now this is based off of celebritynetworth.com, and all the girls have a certain level. Kandi has the most, and Shereé was at 50. I looked at Marlo, and Marlo's at 60,000.
They're worth that little, and they're buying all this crazy.
Now
luxurious
again, but
stuff.
then you talk about it. Those things were bought for Marlo.
By the 80-year-old white man.
Yeah.
Shereé really wanted us to.
I'm wondering, really, where does Marlo get her money? She doesn't really have a job.
Because like 5 of her bags and maybe 2 pairs of her shoes are worth $50,000.
Right.
It's from that 80-year-old white man who's married.
So I think that's their income, though,
And
that's gauged off
Do you
of.
think that, obviously the reason she was acting like that is because she wanted everyone to think that she had so much expensive stuff in the hotel room, which she did.
I don't think that. I think she was really like, nobody better come in here and take this stuff because I can't afford to get it back.
On that note, tag.
Oh.
We're not there yet. I was dying over the tag. So basically, what did you think of how Marlo treated that girl? Do you think that it was justified at all?
No. And Marlo is so annoying. She's trying to be Phaedra 2.0 in my opinion. But
Phaedra 2.0.
where
I like that.
Phaedra was kind of funny about it first season she was introduced, Marlo's completely annoying.
That's true. I actually put her more towards NeNe 2.0 than Phaedra. Because NeNe I never really thought Phaedra took herself that seriously. Like, I actually believe, like, Phaedra can afford things because she has worked hard for it, whereas NeNe is now new to this lifestyle, which I feel Marlo's new to this lifestyle, and she's kind of playing this, well, I know how to play the game and make myself look a certain way.
I would have agreed with you until this episode when NeNe was actually kind of like, whoa. Like,
I'm really surprised with NeNe
you're-
this episode.
You're outdoing it.
I honestly believe that Phaedra actually does live the etiquette that she talks about. I believe she does live it, and she was raised in that vein. She has a definite dark, kinky side, that whole like nasty side to her. But I believe, whereas Marlo's trying to be that, she's
I guess.
working towards that.
But
I'm not
Phaedra
knocking
annoyed
Marlo.
me
though.
at first too.
Oh, yeah,
when she
no.
was like,
Yeah.
a Southern girl shouldn't blah blah blah.
Wear your handkerchief on your knee.
Yeah.
But Phaedra recognizes that that's why she's popular, and so she's definitely, I think, plays it up on the show. She sticks with her role, and that's the role of her character. Yeah.
And who was it tonight that made the comment? Is Marlo making all this etiquette comment to kind of wash away her past? Who made that
Kandi.
comment? Was it Kandi?
She says Marlo is Marlo trying to erase her past by using that? It was Kandi.
Of course,
actually wrote that
right?
down.
Yeah.
So they know how to play the
But
game.
to
and-
me, it just draws more attention to her
No,
past.
Absolutely.
You know who else knows how to play the game?
Oh, please make it be
Courtney.
Courtney.
Courtney Stewart knows how to play the games.
Can you pay my
Courtney,
bills?
how are you?
What's up? I'm sorry, I was cleaning up my dog's mess.
Oh, Courtney, where are we right now? We're just when Marlo is harassing the poor little hotel girl. What did you think of that?
Marlo, Marlo. Well, Marlo, I tried really hard to give her a chance, but I don't like her, and she only proved why I shouldn't like her in this episode. So she proved herself to be the hot garbage that she kind of is right now. So it kind of sucks, but not a fan. But I'm so glad that I heard somebody say they're kind of warming back up to NeNe because NeNe made me proud this week.
I did, Courtney. But guys, last week, Kim, you were playing Team Marlo. And do you still feel the same way this week? You were like, I'm kind of really liking her and digging her.
Oh, I think she's bringing more of the spice back. The
Yes.
whole, because before it was NeNe and Kim and their constant like friendship and then bickering. Because I don't think NeNe's done with Marlo though. So we'll see.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think they're still gonna be friends.
They're
Unfortunately.
still gonna be friends, I think.
Yeah,
So.
but I don't know. We'll
But I
see.
think NeNe knows she's crazy.
I think
She's
NeNe,
she's different.
is seeing almost like a mirror to herself of how she's acted with Shereé. In fact, she's probably thinking, did I look like that when I was fighting with Shereé?
Yeah.
She actually mentioned something like that
Did she?
tonight during the fight.
Yeah, no. Remember, I said she stuck up for Shereé.
She's like,
really...
if I ever fought like that, I must have looked real stupid or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they look.
And you could see it. Literally, she couldn't even hide what
eyes.
she was thinking. She's just looking at them back and forth like, oh, is this what I looked like?
And there was a moment right in between where I don't remember what Marlo said about Shereé.
She said that
And-
she was broke and losing her house or something
Yes.
like that.
And I was really shocked at NeNe because
He said,
if
"No,
you
she's
remember the
not."
fight at the beginning of the season when they were going back and forth with each other, but NeNe right there, she was like, "No, don't do that. She isn't."
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
so respectable
like,
as
she's
far
not.
as NeNe.
Well, we haven't even
I know.
begun to get into the fight yet. The last thing about the hotel is Phaedra says, when Marlo's attacking this girl, Phaedra says, everybody knows black girls can sometimes be problematic. Talking about Marlo and how she acted. And that's the only thing any of the girls had to say about how horrible she was to the poor little hotel clerk. But we move on to breakfast in the morning, and it's talls versus smalls, literally sitting across the table from each other. And I noticed, and I know other people noticed, that all the talls looked very fabulous and looked
heels
great.
and hair, and jewelry, and everything.
And the smalls are across the table, and Cynthia said the
Bougetto.
hot pink robe from Marshall's.
Marshalls.
I can hear Courtney dying laughing.
I can't believe Cynthia said that though.
I can't
That was so out of
believe-
character
I mean,
for
they're
her.
at breakfast. Like, give the girls a break, you know? I that's breakfast attire when you're on vacation, I think. Courtney?
I mean, it's really hard for me because I don't want to be the, oh God, how do I say this? I think that Cynthia said that as a reflection of how Phaedra treats her and treats other people and talks. And when you constantly are trying to act like you're better than other people, then it's like, yeah, I'm going to call you out on that. Girl, you acting like you know the kings and this and that and the other, and you talking about Ghana. We in South Africa. Like, and I'll be interested to see how that all pans out. Are we going to get to see if we actually meet her kings and all these people that she knows and supposedly are best friends with? But I don't know. Phaedra, to me, I mean, I've grown to like her this season. So, it was a little dig, but I just kind of feel like Phaedra does her own digs on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And that was just Cynthia having a moment of, yay, I can do a dig too, because she never really says very much anyway.
Because on that note, where I come from, I would never give a gift to in a grouping like that if I didn't have one for everybody. I thought that was bad
Everybody.
etiquette.
Oh, I'm so
Etiquette,
glad
sorry.
you said that, Cameron.
I'm down,
Well,
bro.
no.
Yes, so
I'm in.
the mirror that Phaedra gave everyone, she obviously didn't have one for Marlo. I thought it was a good point. She genuinely didn't know Marlo was coming, but you think
No,
that
I
she should
agree.
have not
That's
given
fine.
Don't give
but
the gift.
yeah.
Don't give the
Proper
gift. Wait.
etiquette, you don't give the gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
I
actually.
disagree, too.
Because listen, this is the first morning they're sitting there having breakfast. Marlo, and like Shereé said, you could have called. You could have said, "Hey, Phaedra, I know you put this trip together. NeNe invited me. Is it okay? That's etiquette. Not just to show up at the airport.
No.
Courtney, no.
NeNe should have called and let them know that
exactly.
she had invited Marlo.
That's
it was
true.
not Marlo's job to do that. Marlo was invited by somebody who was invited on the trip.
Courtney, you're telling me.
Whereas I'm not saying Phaedra shouldn't have given her gift.
In all fairness, though, Phaedra corrected it because she said by the end of the trip, I have one sent to you.
Phaedra did the right thing, but Marlo didn't. This was the prime.
But wait. This is not about this is where I think I agree with Courtney. It's not about Marlo and Marlo's behavior. If Phaedra is going to talk about other people's etiquette, which she does, you don't do something like that, regardless of what the circumstances are. I don't believe she should have given it. That's just my take on it.
I don't agree with that.
If you're gonna walk or talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk.
And she walked it. And honestly, I think the only mistake Phaedra did make was when she passed the gift. So at the end, she just didn't mention anything to Marlo. She should have said, Marlo, I didn't know you were coming on this trip. I'm going to have one ordered. She said, I'm going to have it ordered before we even get to the host.
NeNe's the one that brought it up and made it very awkward. She's like, man, Marlo, and you wanted a mirror too, you know? NeNe's the one that made it awkward. I think Phaedra should have been like, and, you know, last but not least, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were coming. She just was quiet. But the thing I have to say is Marlo maybe didn't do the right thing or did do the right thing before she went on the trip, but this was the perfect 100% prime, you couldn't have planned it better, opportunity for her to take and say, yeah, guys, I know I wasn't invited, and it's totally fine that you had the mirrors, but I'm here, and thank you so much for being cool about it. It was the perfect opportunity for her to do that, and it just passed.
And I kind of wonder about editing, though, on that. I mean, did they build the tension? Maybe there was a conversation. Possibly she was showing appreciation for being, I mean, I don't know.
Well, they did show her complain and say, well, I want something.
Pouting, yeah. I wanted to,
I think it was editing because she did laugh about that, and then all the other girls, even Phaedra laughed at that moment. So
because I even wonder, did Phaedra preface it and say, you know, I know Marlo, you were last minute. I don't have something for you, but I would hope so. Then I have redeeming thoughts about Phaedra, but I was a little bothered by that.
Okay, but can I really ask you guys this? Because Courtney really just upset me.
He's
honestly,
mad.
Drag Race. Yes, tomorrow night. If you were invited someplace and you know the other girls, you're not friends with them, but you've been to events with them, and wouldn't you say to NeNe, did you let the girls know? And if NeNe didn't, wouldn't you, I mean, me as a person, the person that I am, I would make that phone call because that's very awkward to just show.
We're normal, polite human beings. Marlo is trash, you know?
And Courtney, I know you, and I know you would not do that. I know you would call.
Okay, look.
You would have an email sent. Courtney would have an email sent.
We all know Phaedra didn't plan no trip for real. The producers planned the trip.
Yeah.
Okay, that's number one.
But we're playing this game,
Courtney. At the time. Number two, yes, Marlo, I would have been, if I were in Marlo's position, I would have been like, NeNe, did you tell them? NeNe, did you tell them? And if she was like, girl, please, I don't care what they say. This is our trip. We can go if we want to go. Then I would be like, all right, cool, I'm going. But they're not going to be happy about it. And when I showed up, I'd be like, hey, just like Marlo did, like, I know you didn't know I was going to be here, but I'm here. I'm glad to be here. And I'd be nice to her about it, but I wouldn't have gone out of my way to find the girls and be like, hey, Phaedra, by the way, did you know that I was coming on this trip? I know we don't ever talk, but I'm just letting you know. No, because that's not who invited me. Somebody who was allowed to invite me invited me. I'm going with that person. I'm not going there because of those other people. So do I think she could have been nicer while she was there and when she arrived and all of that? And the complaining about the bathroom and all that nonsense was ridiculous and selfish. But I don't think she had to go stalk them to make sure that they knew that she was coming because I don't think that was her place.
Yeah, I mean, as much as Phaedra can... Hang up the phone, Phil. Just hang up. I'm just kidding. Oh, no, I'm just totally kidding. The fact is the producers did pay for it. Someone called Shereé out on Twitter and said, did y'all pay for I am Shereé's, which is her Twitter name, Shereé's trip, because we know she doesn't have that kind of money, and she responded to this person. Yeah, they only called Shereé out, and she responded to this person and says, sure did, and everyone else is, and everyone else is, and ... So she admitted there that the producers did pay for everything, but I just think it's funny that Shereé's the only one that got called out.
That is pretty buggy.
Do you think that the whole drama with Shereé not inviting the other girls to that party was... Do you look at Shereé...
Hell no, this is where I flip-flop. I wouldn't have either. I'm sorry.
No, I wouldn't have
either. It made sense.
It's somebody else's house. I'm not comfortable with everybody. And we all know NeNe's history with alcohol and gatherings. Not happening.
But you know what? The way she brought it about, she could have did it a better way.
Well, she could have explained herself better because I feel like she didn't sit there and say, Cynthia, I thought it was just going to be, I didn't know Marlo was coming, so what am I going to, and actually it's kind of polite because what am I going to leave NeNe in a hotel room by herself while we all go out?
Yeah, in a way, you're right. It was kind of her looking out for, well, at least NeNe will have someone. If she wanted to be a real bitch,
I
she
do
would have
think she
invited
was
everyone.
dumb for flipping and then inviting Cynthia.
Yeah. No, I'm
Stick with it, girl. That was stupid.
Courtney's moaning in the back.
Say it, girl. What?
I feel you, Courtney. I do, but...
Say it, what?
Dude, like, I have no problem with her being real. Like, NeNe, you know we're not friends. I'm not going to have you at my friend's house, like, blowing up, acting like a crazy person drinking liquor because you know what's going to happen if
With
you're there.
Marlo.
But you are still on a group trip, and the fact that she didn't invite Cynthia and allow Cynthia to decline, because the point is that
That's
Cynthia got sense and would be like, you know what, I'm not going to leave NeNe here. But even if she did, NeNe's a grown-ass woman. She can be left there by herself if she wants to be. I think that Cynthia should have been given the option if she was being sincere at the end, talking about, okay, well, Cynthia, you can come. Like, that wasn't real. Like, if you were keeping it real and be like, no, I'm not inviting you because we ain't cool either, then I would have been fine with it. But the fact that she flipped and decided, okay, I'd invite Cynthia, she should have done that to begin with and let Cynthia be the one to decline on her own.
Right.
Well, that's sort of where breakfast ends, except one more thing happened at breakfast. I didn't watch it with the guys, and I know that I rewound it myself 3 times trying to see if what I really saw is what I really saw.
Does Courtney
Let's
know?
ask Courtney if she knows. At breakfast, when Marlo was walking away, did you notice the tag still on her shirt?
No comment.
No. Like, I really did. I kept rewinding. I'm like, no, please tell me that's not what I just saw.
No,
Like,
Cameron thought it was like a piece of the outfit. Like it was just something.
I thought that's
Okay,
what
I
it
have more
had
sense
to
than
be.
that. I just was like, it can't be a price tag. You know, is it just the tag from the inside? Is she wearing it backwards? And is nobody telling her there is just like some little joke? You know, do they dislike her that much that they would allow her to be on TV like that?
The only thing I can think is that it was a really expensive piece, and she wanted everyone to
Right?
know how much it
Tacky.
cost.
Oh,
But you don't do that the same episode that you argue with Shereé and say, you bring all your clothes back.
Exactly.
Well, if
'cause
I
when
had
I'm
a
gonna bring-
mirror, I would have seen it.
Because I'm guilty. I've wanted to wear something once and bring it
Ditto.
back, and I leave the tag on. I'll
Yep.
tape it underneath. I'll do whatever I have to do. But for
Ghetto.
you to call someone, I don't
is
care.
ghetto.
I don't
Ghetto.
care. I'm only talking
I'm the
like
same way, dude.
I'm only talking like Target or something, not
I'm
Neiman
not.
Marcus. But
I don't care. Do it.
I'll buy a scarf and wrap it around perfectly so the tag's not
No,
showing.
you know what?
Return it.
There's no problem
Beauty
with
tips
doing
with
that.
Stephanie Bauer.
There's no
Mugshots later.
There's no problem with doing that, but if you're gonna act bougie and call somebody else out, make sure your
Glass
skeletons are all out of your
houses.
closet.
I just can't believe.
What if she just forgot to remove the tag?
Oh, Courtney.
It was a bunch of new clothes for her trip.
Girl,
like,
bye.
I've done that.
Girl,
I've worn
bye.
my
No,
outfit
that's
and
not.
forgot to take the tag out.
Okay,
No.
did you see all her Chanel bags? They were in the same direction. Her shoes were immaculate. No, she knew exactly what was going on.
And the thing about stuff that's that expensive that she'd wear, I don't know because I don't wear stuff that's that expensive. Does it even have gaudy price tags like that on it?
Not usually.
I don't think.
See?
I honestly don't think that was a price tag though.
It was totally a
And
price
she
tag.
she probably told NeNe.
Well, they do
I
have
know it's
designer
there. Leave
tags,
it out.
But then she even Shereé called it out later in the
I
episode.
love that.
Yeah, sure. It's like you sitting around here walking with price tags on your clothes.
So the girls clearly noticed it. I just can't believe it didn't come up at breakfast or back when they went their separate
Well,
ways.
no, because breakfast they were trying to keep it cordial.
Yeah, but after they went their separate ways at breakfast, when they started talking about NeNe, like that would have been a perfect time for the cameras to catch them talking crap about the price tag. But they didn't. So, but obviously they saw it.
Couldn't one of her friends tuck it in for
Exactly,
her at least?
NeNe.
I think she said to leave it out.
Like,
NeNe,
come on.
I know it's there. Don't do nothing. Leave it alone.
But why would she do
No,
that?
Cynthia's probably like, NeNe, just leave it. Just leave it.
Maybe it was
Leave it.
like a Barney's tag and it said
said-
like $1,000 for
Yeah.
a sheer shirt.
Or more.
But even if it did say $1,000 and you want everybody to know it's $1,000, like what kind of person are you at the end of the day?
Like the girls
Well,
on Beverly Housewives
she's-
say.
She's nouveau riche. That's what she is. New money.
Ooh, new money.
New money.
Where are
No
you
money.
from? I heard a little something in a little twang in your voice.
I'm from LA. Born and raised.
Yeah, you do have a little accent.
Do I? Well,
Girl,
She's got swag.
immigrant parents. Maybe that's my first language is not English.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
But you wouldn't leave price tags on
Welcome
your
to the
clothes.
show.
No,
Girl,
no.
you're too smart to be on this show.
What are you trying to say, Phil?
Listen,
I know.
I'm not saying
offended.
anything you did is wrong, but I'm too much of a chicken. Like, what if I wear $200 shirt from Nordstrom's and I spill the red wine on it. That would happen to me.
That's why. That's why I only do it with stuff from Target because it's easy to return. They never catch on, and it's just if I have to keep it, I didn't.
I bought this scarf and I just saw it has a stain on it.
Check Stephanie's Twitter today and see what kind of comments she gets in this whole episode.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry. I feel like every girl does that. Maybe
some Target managers be like, we got the lookout for you, girl.
Oh no.
We're gonna be at your doorstep.
And I was gonna return this necklace, but I didn't. But if you go to Aldo, you can take the tag off.
The honesty hour.
Who are you?
I love it.
I'm gonna shop with you for now.
Aldo Jewelry. You can take the tag off and put it right back on. No other places like that.
Part 2 of the Every Girl's Guide to Life with Stephanie Bauer.
I just can't imagine we're gonna be in 10 years when Stephanie is ultimately famous and we're looking back at this episode.
Steph, I can't do it. You do it. Take it back.
I'd do it for any of you guys. All right, moving on to
Yacht.
The Yacht, where they also come clean about some stuff, which seemed like Marlo kind of started all of it.
Question: do you guys think that Marlo was doing this to be the peacemaker of everybody, or she was doing it
to start up,
kind of throwing shade to be like? Because I kind of feel like she caught a glimpse of all the girls being annoyed with her because we saw that clip where Cynthia was like, Kandi was like, we need to put a muzzle on this one on the way to the yacht.
Yeah.
So do you think Marlo was doing that to kind of start fires, or she was doing it to be like, you know what, let's all be grown and I'm new to this. I want to hear everyone's business and let's all kind of
I think
put
it was
everything on
that.
the table. Yeah.
She knows everybody has tension. You're sitting down having wine and cheeses. You're not just going to talk about your family. It's going to be like, well, let's clear the air. What's going on here?
Well, on top of that, she's also the outsider trying to make her way in. She's obviously learned how to make her way into other social circles like that charity
Ted
thing,
Turner.
right? So she knows, I think she has some idea. Obviously, she knows some game. So, I mean, whether she likes them or not, she's going to somewhat insinuate herself into the circle and, you know, she's going to work her way in. She's going to teach NeNe a few things.
Courtney, what did you think about the whole Yacht not gossip, I mean, coming clean session?
Well, first, can I ask why she had that skirt on with them 6-inch heels walking on a boat? That was my first question.
Talk about when you stand up.
Because she's going to take them back.
I'm all about being glamorous.
The salt air is going to keep them fresh.
It's ridiculous.
Either that or salty.
But I guess, I mean, for me, I thought it was like legit. Because what else are you going to talk about? Like, I completely agree. I'm not going to be like, hey, so I am dating so and so now, and life is good. Like, it's kind of like, okay, Trix, what's going on? Like,
I got a debit card.
And have a good time.
I dumped God. Now I'm dating Jesus. And I got this new Louis Vuitton bag. Ding. Wait, you know who pissed me off in this? And this is where the episode, she started really aggravating me, Cynthia.
This is where Cynthia notices that Marlo and NeNe are getting close because NeNe says, "Oh, it was so effortless, my friendship with Marlo." That's what I think.
It wasn't but what aggravated me is that everyone was kind of throwing around their business, like Shereé and NeNe, Marlo versus Kandi, and I feel like Cynthia just wanted to jump in, and she brought up her and Phaedra again. It's like, you guys just went on a dinner date. Why are you? And Phaedra just rolled that off like, we just went out to eat. We had a double date. And she was like, yeah, you're right. No, now you look stupid.
Yeah.
It was like the little girl in the adult conversation, like just trying to get in so she could say something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, sorry, different topic. But it's about Cynthia, the sense of, after the fight with Marlo, if I was Shereé, I would have clocked her too. Like, look, bitch.
You ran back.
I don't care if you didn't like my invitation. You started shit. Yep. And obviously you a punk. So if I can't beat Marlo up, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Oh, so violent, Cameron. What's going on?
No, but I didn't. I am not a big fan of. I don't hate her. No. She's kind of like
the little girl.
She's like Carla and Marble. I was like, boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even still, Carla's much more adult. Like, you hit it right on the nail. She acts like a little girl. When she went back after that fight, she was like, guys, and then she made up and exaggerated.
Yeah. Like, she skipped to the room like, oh my God.
As far as Marlo bringing up everything on the yacht.
Wait, hold on.
We hear a murmur from Courtney.
Y'all are
Cynthia was right. No.
because I sat and listened to when Cynthia like went back to the room about the fight, about the invitation or whatever, just because I knew it would look like if she goes back and says anything to them, it's going to look like she's like, guess what, guys? But when she first told the story, she told it exactly how it happened.
No, she did not.
Yes, she did. No,
she did not.
She said it. No, she did. She walked in there and they said, oh, first of all, you know when people don't like you for real. So the fact that she brought up anything to Phaedra on the boat was because Phaedra don't like her for real, and it's fake. Just like they were talking smack about her in the room before she walked in and was like, hey, guys, I did know boo and whatever. So, yes, she's dull and life isn't exciting for Cynthia except for the fact that she's going to be divorced eventually. But she was trying, and it's obvious that energy and tension is there. So I think when she brought up the Phaedra, it's just because she knows she don't like her for real. So when she went back and told them, like, it's when you travel with a bunch of girls like that and there's two cliques, it's like, okay, now I'm in the middle. I could say nothing at all, or I can tell my friends what I think really happened. And in her mind, those are her friends now, NeNe and Marlo. And it's like, yeah, they invited me, but they still didn't invite Marlo. So this is actually not squashed. It's not the piece that they're trying to make it seem like it is. They're talking shit over there about us just like we're over here. So I don't think she did anything that horrible. I think it's kind of funny, though, that when the fight broke out, she was just kind of standing there like, I don't really know what to do.
So,
and NeNe was, like, trying to put her in front of, like, Shereé at one point, and she just kind of, like, went to the side, like, my face is too pretty. I'm not getting hit.
Maybe so editing, but when she was on the bed, she actually for me, she actually said that the invitation specifically excluded Marlo, but it was not them. It wasn't. It was actually plural. She never said.
That was the
not what we
saw. The second time. That's the second time when Marlo specifically says, yo, you saying they didn't invite me? And she was like, no. Specifically excluding you.
Courtney, when the reason why I'm saying
said y'all weren't invited.
But the reason why I'm saying she acts like a little girl is when she came in that room and sat on that bed, the way she imitated Shereé was so Shereé, the way Shereé did do it at the end, she was like, you're invited. And she had her two fingers in her hand. She was like, and I feel why Cynthia in her head built this cartoon story up and went back, but it was the word. And she could have went and acted it out the same way, but I can't even. I wish I wrote it down. But the words she used would have angered me more than her saying Shereé went and invited me. She didn't invite you guys, but she did invite me.
And she could have said, and she specifically said she was not inviting you, both of you. But Marlo asked, did she specifically say me? And she said yes. Liar.
So, Alina,
but maybe editing. I'm sorry, maybe editing.
Yeah, you didn't watch it with us, and you didn't watch it with Courtney, obviously. What do you think happened by watching it?
Well, I agree with Courtney. At first, she's like, yeah, she didn't invite you guys. But then when Marlo asked, specifically, she totally went with, yeah, she didn't invite you. They excluded you. Yeah. As if, like, Shereé was like, well, you're invited, but Marlo isn't. And that did not happen.
Yeah. So do any of you think that Cynthia is the hands-down reason for the fight?
Instigator.
But wait, but why? I think there's a ulterior motive, because you mentioned the jealousy of the friendship, right? Oh. There's always a possibility subconsciously, well, if I get Marlo into a fight now, maybe I can get her out quicker.
I think Marlo was looking for any excuse to start shit.
Marlo wanted to fight.
She wanted
anything.
She wanted anything, and I just could not believe it. It was as it was happening, my jaw dropped, and I just couldn't believe she was doing this. Again, back to the point that she wasn't invited. This isn't really her trip. She's not one of the housewives that she would do this on the trip.
And at the end of the day, you're there for NeNe, and you were sitting on the bed with NeNe, and NeNe, right before you decided to get up and explode, said, yo, girl, I don't care. I could have been invited, but I'm still not going to go.
And like she said in the preview, you better Google me and check my charges.
We already have.
Yeah, we already have. Again, I looked at Shereé's Twitter, and I've been kind of stalking it, and Shereé never says anything herself, but she responds to other people that have tweeted her or tweeted something about her, and that's when you look at what they said first, that's when you get the real story. So someone tweeted her.
Stephanie's misinvestigating.
I used to be an investigative reporter, but I know that someone said to her.
Still the target?
No, someone tweeted her in the fight, and I think this will answer some questions of do we think Marlo started it for a certain reason. Someone tweeted Shereé, what did you mean during the fight when you said to Marlo, I know what you're doing, I know what you're doing? And Shereé wrote back to this person on Twitter, said, I know what she's doing by I know she's trying to get on the show.
I was going to say that. Marlo's about her money. She wants a contract.
She wants to be on the show, and that's
I think she will get it.
And so
she will. She's
Marlo.
Even if it's filming from jail, she's going to be on the show.
And none of them want to come out.
Marlo is a certified booty licker, as Phaedra would put it.
Salty ass.
Salty. None of the girls want to look that classless and come out on camera and say, you're just trying to get on our show. But Shereé was saying, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. And in the comfort of her own home, she'll write it on Twitter. She's just trying to get on the show.
Ooh, and I wonder if that's why NeNe was really playing the peacemaker. Like, no, bitch, you ain't stealing my spotlight.
Let me stop this
don't
fight
mess with
before
my
the
money.
audience wants more.
Yeah, don't mess with my money.
So there were some low blows during the fight. What do you guys think was the worst thing that either one of them said?
The F word.
Yes. Okay. Another.
You don't have a man and you hang out with maggots.
I think that, we'll say maggots. That was, for all the audiences watching, that was the worst part of the fight, and it's all over the internet and all over the blogs. And Marlo has this wonderful blog that I've just discovered. I don't know if any of you guys have read it, but it's like a diamond in the rough, and I wish I had known about it earlier. It's this very pretty blog, and it's all these pretty pictures of her, and she uses all these eloquent titles for all her different postings, like, I don't know, maybe, Courtney, have you seen her blog?
Because you know she didn't get it from her own mom.
Oh my God, I'm trying to get to my computer.
Isn't it funny? I can't find. Oh, okay, here's the titles of her blogs.
Oh God, tell me.
For 3 weeks ago, it was aggression and its lasting influence. And then the second one was when what you speak is different from what you mean. That's the title of her blog. And then the one regarding the comment that she made about maggots. Apparently, everyone's giving her a lot of backlash, which she deserves for it.
Right.
The title for this blog is From Me to You, and it's to all the gay community or friends of gay people, and she's just like, I didn't mean what I said. And you know the bald, I don't know if he's assistant or friend of Shereé,
yes.
Lawrence.
He's
Apparently,
a singer.
He's a singer.
Everyone thought that Lawrence was going to have this huge thing, and he wrote on Twitter, we're perfectly fine. Marlo didn't mean that. Her and I are great friends, just like me and Shereé are great friends. And Marlo retweeted it. So I guess she feels bad for it. She's like, I should have never used that word, but it's easy to say that now.
Yeah.
So
Should have been used in the first place.
yeah. This blog is great, though. You guys really got to look at it.
I wonder how she was going to offer Shereé a loan.
I know. I think Shereé's like,
You got $50,000.
No. Another good part was when she was like, well, you want to come over and meet my man so you can come up too?
He goes, she'll build your house. That's how she's offering the loan. She's going to introduce Shereé to her white businessman, old men friends.
That's game. You got to know. If you can fight, you got to have a verbal fight too. I'm
That's
sorry,
true.
Marlo won.
But I love how I love how she called her out on the house not being built, because we see it now a year and a half later that this is airing and there's no house. But Marlo and clearly other people in Atlanta are seeing it as it goes on. There's no house. It's not getting built because you're broke. And Marlo calls her out.
And
on
no,
it.
she's like, and everybody at Neiman Marcus is talking, returning things. I was like, what? Damn.
Oh my God.
And
I didn't catch that one.
yes, she said it a couple times actually. She said, everyone knows you return everything, you with the price tags on and everything. And Kim was asked about that on the after show. Courtney, I'm sure, saw it. He said, have you heard that happens? And Kim's like, and Kim's friends with Shereé, you got to remember. Right. And she's like, yeah, I've heard that. Oh. So, ouch.
Damn,
Like, there have been rumors.
I want so badly to be on Shereé's side, but like,
I like Shereé.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Except the best part of the whole episode was the doodle face conversation.
But didn't it look loop, didn't it?
No,
okay.
But no, they did go for a while.
Right.
Because for Kandi to even comment on that.
It was definitely looped, but you could tell it went on long enough for someone like who was there, like Kandi, to do the exact mimicking of the exact sound they were making, which Andy says on the after show, he says it sounded like 9 pigeons in a microwave. That's really what it sounded like.
Ooh, Andy, that was a good one.
Do you guys notice that when Shereé gets mad, like her head tilts?
Yeah.
Like her hair comes down.
All
Like
her
this.
weave is, that's how heavy that weave is. She's getting herself in it.
I like how she didn't back down, but I hate how she just kept smiling and giving that fake smile. And,
Because that's the smile
That's
the smile when somebody calls you out on some shit that
and you know
that you don't want anybody else to know.
Yeah,
You're like, oh no, I'll meet you.
It's between anger, you want to cry, shame,
So many
shock.
emotions.
So
MVP goes to NeNe though.
I was gonna say, who do you
Episode.
think? Yeah.
Ooh,
All right.
NeNe's so classy this episode.
She was giving us Mary J. Blige all episode.
She's
with
smart.
that hair.
Let Marlo look like the idiot.
Yeah.
She's redeeming herself.
She has like a gold aura. Golden aura. It's like the golden.
Finally.
But
I want the
But Jesse's
knife.
right though. I bet she's doing it so Marlo won't get any more attention and
Hell
get the
yeah.
show. I didn't-
Because think about it, look at well, we're looking at a picture of all the housewives. Who's gonna get knocked off if we can't have two aggressive women on there?
So
on
here,
the show.
Marlo, here's a $500 check for your charity.
I mean,
Hi, Cynthia.
Well, they do say
Stop
Right,
payment.
Cynthia, yeah.
they do say that Kandi is not going to be back next season because she has her spinoff. It's called the Kandi Factory, and I think it's on Bravo. Maybe it's got to be
For
Bravo.
upcoming talent
But,
or something, right?
Yeah, but it's her own show, so she's not going to be back. And so I wrote down that the person they're rumoring is coming is Rudy Huxtable from The Cosby Show.
no way.
No.
Girl, don't do
no.
That's all bad.
That's the one
Keisha
that's...
Knight Pulliam, right?
Remember, it was actually supposed to be Tamika at one point. They were rumoring was going to be on the show too. Usher's ex-wife.
See, and
Oh,
that
I
would
heard
make
that.
sense. That would make sense. But in typical housewife fashion, they're bringing on someone who's never been married and is not married. This Rudy Huxtable girl, she's never even been married. How does that make her a housewife? That's what annoys me so badly about this show. That and the editing.
You're so exclusive.
But
Thank
Kandi hasn't been married.
Exactly. Well,
But Candy's so
She is the-
level-headed. She's like,
She doesn't belong in this show. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, Kandi.
but I
doesn't
love
either.
her.
She's so
But
boring.
I think they needed to bring a real person into this
Foundation.
situation.
she's going to do really well
An
on
anchor.
her spinoff.
She needs to because
I
I
hope
wrote
so.
it down. All Kandi talks about is sex. Whenever she can like find an innuendo to throw out there, it's like
I want to know.
The
Who
I
she
got want
just
to
needs
ride
to
it.
get
Candy's
laid.
like,
yeah.
Has she written any hits lately?
no.
No.
She's working in country.
She's like stuck in the
We're
90s.
Yeah, we
we're
said
rooting
we
for
said
her.
that she was stuck in the 90s.
But
But
her-
of all the girls, she's worth the most. She's
Yeah,
35
and
million.
her new show is where she picks, I think it's 3 people that want to, girls that want to make it in the singing business, and she morphs them
Like, morphs them
into
into
singers.
her.
So that's going to be great, I think. No?
Ooh, you just served us the Courtney sound.
I just think. I think
wait
it's-
till tomorrow
I
night.
think
Tell them
it's
why you
going-
mad.
I
Tell
think
them why
it's
you
going
mad.
in with good intentions, but I don't know if Kandi really has what it takes.
Candy
in-
cannot carry a show.
Yeah, in 2012, I
In
don't
that
think,
saturated market too, right? Because it's supposed to be performers.
Like, what is she gonna make a new TLC?
No. Well, all right, lastly on the fight, guys, final
Moving on.
final thoughts. No, back to the fight, because that's the main thing that happened this episode, and it says to be continued, so we might see a snippet of it next episode. I think it's going to be the next morning already.
I think it's gonna be
but
deadly.
who do you guys think won the fight? Courtney?
I think none of them won the fight. It was an abomination. I wish they would both fall off of the balcony of that building and disappear because it was
Ooh.
disgusting.
That would be a scene.
Okay, so who won?
And all that arguing and nobody threw a punch.
Yeah.
Shut up or fight. Like, go home.
Don't say no
and
one.
fight.
Marlo didn't throw the punch.
No.
Shereé ain't throwing
No,
no punch.
Marlo ain't gonna throw no punch. She's gonna throw a blade at your face. That's what she gonna do.
No, she is not.
But you
Because she
better
does
Google
not,
me.
She does not want number 16.
These are 40-year-old women fighting over a party. You didn't invite me.
She said one more
It was
aggravated
awful.
assault. I'm in jail for life.
Oh, and we do have to remember they are overseas. So
Oh, yeah,
that passport
definitely.
will get revoked
Embarrassing.
real quick.
Jesse, who do you think won?
NeNe.
Mykee?
NeNe. Wait,
Oh, yeah, he
NeNe.
thinks that NeNe's the MVP. of
No,
the
I think
episode.
she won the fight because in the end, I was watching NeNe. I was listening to the babbling back and forth, but then they couldn't even babble anymore, and they were going back
No.
and forth pigeon.
Bravo did a like valiant effort of putting the subtitles in the bottom for us, but other than that, you couldn't really tell what they were
No.
saying. Mykee, who do you think won?
Shereé won.
Cape Town.
Shereé looked classy. I believe. Cape Town.
Alina, who do you think won?
I'm gonna go with Shereé too because
Andy
Marlo
Cohen.
was just uncalled for. She just
At the end of
wanted
the day,
attention.
Marlo still didn't get to go to the party.
Yeah.
Shereé
She didn't get no mirror.
She didn't get no mirror. Shereé.
And she ain't gonna get signed for next season.
And her tag was still sticking out.
All right, well, we'll see what happens
And
next.
she got the small bedroom.
What about you, Stephanie?
Shereé, I guess. But I'm just thankful that Marlo did it, so we had something to enjoy. 'cause
it was-
No,
it
that
the
was
best, It was
entertainment.
the best show.
That
but
was entertainment.
We'll see what happens next week, and
I'm
we're gonna get
excited.
into predictions for what we think. But are we taking a commercial break, Phil?
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you,
a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
You and paddleboard. Oh yeah.
Predictions.
And the microphone comes right back on when I do my embarrassing tongue laugh, and everyone thinks it's me snorting, but it's just my tongue. Anyway, guys, what do we think is going to happen next week? Courtney, I'm dying to know what you think we can expect.
I don't know. I wish one of the elephants would stomp on them. But
the whole season just ends. We apologize.
It's just over. Like, they're all on safari, and suddenly the elephant crushes the
This is
man.
how Kim
But
gets
I don't
her
want anybody
spin-off.
to die, so I shouldn't say that for real. Yeah, they're going to go on safari, and I'm sure some more stupid drama will happen. But I also think that all of you guys are going to find your way to Marlo's website, Musings from the Boudoir, and look at all the amazing pictures and poetry she has to share, because it's awesome.
It's great.
I sense
you guys
a little
have,
sarcasm.
You guys have got to see it. Like, it's great.
I'm writing this while
I'm headed straight home to look at this website.
She hires
Don't
someone
forget,
to
it's
write it.
Musings from the Boudoir.
Musing from the boudoir.
Can you spell that for us?
Yeah, I have it written down. I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, so I didn't want to say it. I'm glad
Speaking of boudoir, we had a little cameo from the
Boudoir.
bidet.
Musings from the Boudoir. And
Oh, the
she
bidet.
visits Belgium and Paris and all kinds of places.
At least this time they knew how to say bidet.
Well, these girls are classy. They're not bad girls.
I just go in the shower and wash my ass.
Oh, I think next week's episode is going to be boring.
Candy.
I think it's going to be boring too. I'm hoping to not be disappointed by Bravo, but I think we're going to be that they're not going to pick it up with the fight. I think they're going to pick it up the next day or something, and that's going to be
the end
it.
of next.
It's going to be embarrassing because they're going to be in wildlife and they're going to act like they don't.
No. The scene I'm looking forward to is Marlo making it rain with.
That's the only good part.
With the South African currency, what is
all
going
the girls
on?
are just looking at her like, are you really? She looks like she's in the Atlanta club doing that.
Like Little John's in the building or something. Like what's going on?
Phaedra called it.
Oh.
Money Mayweather.
No, she said
Shereé was
Pacquiao.
Mayweather.
Yeah.
No, she said Shereé was Pacquiao.
She said Shereé was Mayweather and she called Marlo Pacquiao.
Yeah.
I think it's vice versa.
I think we
Pacquiao
all
won.
think so.
Pacquiao's
They haven't fought yet.
Pacquiao.
It's in May.
We'll see next week if we find out. I'm sure they'll all be gossiping about it, so at least we'll see that. So, Alina, I like to call people wrong pronunciations, but thank you so much to our fan in studio with us, and for Cameron.
And you can follow Steph at
Steph Bauer TV.
Tamakava777.
Mykee Wattz.
And DJ Jesse J.
Alina?
Your Twitter.
Courtney, what about
Girl.
you?
I love it.
Cameron, I'm mad your Twitter name is so complicated.
You can follow Courtney at Stuart Starlet. She's not talking for herself. She's reading the blog.
All right,
I'm reading poetry.
Courtney's engulfed with Marlo's blog. Everyone check it out so you know what we're talking about next week.
Check us out,
And-
AfterBuzzTV.com, correct?
AfterBuzzTV.com.
And
Follow us on
Marlo's
Twitter
blog.
and Facebook.
All right.
Oh, Facebook, me too.
Yeah, everyone on Facebook. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching Real Housewives of Atlanta.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janedy, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.